Hey, I'm Delena, and I am about to move out of my final dorm room as a graduating senior, so I wanted to give one last dorm tour of my dorm and give you some tips and tricks on how to save space and how to decorate your dorm room before I leave my last dorm ever, which is really sad. So I'm gonna give like a little, here's some like few clips and pictures of my last rooms that I was in. But the vibe of this room is kind of similar. I definitely have like a maximalist style to me, especially with room decor. One thing that I really advocate for is making your dorm space your own. I really like living in a small space. I really enjoy living in a single person dorm, even though it's not that big, because I just really like my room to feel full. I think you can classify my decoration style as maximalist. But I really like it, and I really advocate for making the space your own, no matter how long you're going to live there, in any way that you can. So like, even when I worked at a camp last summer, I still made like my little cubby of my cabin like as decorated, as colorful, and as full as possible, even though I was only staying there for like a month or whatever. But yeah, so I'll start the dorm tour at the door. So obviously this tour is kind of succinct, but because this is just kind of like a studio apartment style, so, but it's actually pretty cool, and I really like this kind of studio apartment style living, so I'll just go ahead and start. But here's kind of like the main landscape. So right when you come in, you have this wardrobe facing you. It's like my main wardrobe where most of my clothes are. And then here's a second wardrobe for other clothes and storage and stuff. So you kind of have both of these wardrobes kind of like almost closing in this kind of like foyer space where I just like put my shoes over here, my jackets and coats, there's more when it's wintertime, and my bath towel. This is like where I set my keys, and my laundry detergent and stuff just kind of like lands here as well. And then here's some drawers that I usually use for like clothing accessories and other stuff like that, but I already took some of that home. And then my trash can, obviously, so it's easy to take out. I did in my last dorm have it near my desk because I figured out that a lot of my trash accumulates by my desk, but I decided to put it here because I think it just fit better in this room for the space. So yeah. As you can see, there's like some like random stuff like hanging out right here. This is actually like a kind of like a storage saving space. I had this like random, because I have this, my room's a little weird with this like catty corner thing, so the wardrobe doesn't sit right against the wall, but I actually found it kind of useful to have this like little space, because I put my suitcase, which I don't use all the time, this laundry hamper, which is just like extra storage, and some blankets that I only use, you know, when it's really cold out, just kind of in this like catty corner space. So yeah, so if you feel like you don't have enough storage, just look for little spaces like that, and sometimes create them, which I'll show you over there. But then here's just a plushie that I put there for decoration. And as you can see, here's the start of my like madness with decorating. I just have like a lot of posters. Most of them on this wall are TXT, which is my favorite, one of my favorite bands, and L, which my boyfriend just gave me that, so I put it there. And then over here is kind of blank, and you can kind of tell that this wall is a lot more blank than this wall, because most of my living is done in here, and this bed kind of takes up a lot of this wall space. So I really didn't bother this time with a lot of decoration on this side of the wall, because I felt like most of my living was in looking towards this wall. You can very much tell a difference. But in my other rooms, I didn't quite have a bunk bed, but in this room, I kind of had like a mandatory bunk bed, so it kind of just turned out that way. But it's not all blank, so yeah. But anyway, so these are two shows that happened this semester. Eurydice, which I was not in, but I really enjoyed and got everybody's signature, and Pippin, which I was in and got everyone's signature, so that was really awesome. And here's my acting award that I just won through my department as a graduating senior, which I was really proud of myself for. This is one of my Owl City sign posters from the To the Moon tour, and some other awards that I've received. And then here's my bed area. So since I had a bunk bed this time, I decided to like kind of fully lean into it. I didn't, some people debunk their bunk beds, but I decided not to because I kind of wanted to create a cozy little space, and I think I really did that. You can kind of tell by like the tapestries and stuff, and that's kind of the reason why I had this wardrobe turned that way, is because I kind of wanted to like enclose this space a little more and have like almost like a headboard, because as you can see, these bunk beds are open on the sides. But yeah, I think I really achieved that, and when it's dark you can kind of really tell because of the lights, and like it just feels really cozy and homey and like almost like a little bed cave, which I really like. And then I just have some more decorations over there, mostly Owl City and Taehyun and Bamgyu, of course, and Death Note and Jax from The Amazing Digital Circus, signed by Michael Kovich, which is really awesome. And as you can see, there's like a hodgepodge of things like hanging from these like, I don't know, underbed springs or rings or whatever they're called. And it's literally just a hodgepodge of stuff, like little plushies that always get like lost in the sheets I put up there. I think I got this at our like luau, or like school luau. This was a gift from my boyfriend's grandma, which I really like. Sometimes I hit my head on it and it jingles. So yeah, it's just kind of like full of random stuff, which is like most of my room. But I think it really, you know, makes a cool space. And of course the lights, which give off a really nice cozy glow whenever I'm going to bed, and they're not too bright, so I just like keep them on. This is another like life hack, I guess, if you have it's kind of like only specific to this very specific situation, where like, okay, if you have a bunk bed, and if you can see the rings on the underside of the bunk bed, and if you have an extra random hook that goes over a door, or if you want to buy this to do this, then you also have to have a water bottle with a handle like this. But then you can hook your handle of your water bottle there, so that in the middle of the night you can just grab your water bottle, because I don't have like sort of a bedside table thing, and this, my water bottle's so heavy it'll just tear this down. So yeah, I put it there. So that's another life hack if you have all the specific things you need. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so here's my bed. It's dusty up there. I don't use this space ever. Right under my bed is some more wardrobes, and this is kind of like a catch-all space, things that I haven't organized yet. Oh, and if you have a lot of like boxes from when you move in and you don't know where to put them, and if they take up a lot of space, right? So I just put them under my bed, and you can tell it's not very organized. Like once I unpack something, I just like shoved it back there, which is gonna be fun when I get ready to move out. But it's a good space to like hide things, so I hide it behind, like there's space behind these wardrobes where there's a lot of little shoe boxes for all my little stuff. And here's just some tubs that I use when I move out. This stool is very helpful for dorm beds that are like too tall. You can just get them at like 5 Below and stuff. Very useful for when you're too tired to like jump up in bed. This little like behind my bed space is kind of blank, but I did put some magazine cutouts of just like, you know, attractive people. And then here's my window. I have a really dope view. I have a view of the tower, which is very awesome. It's like one of the prettiest buildings on our campus, and it's really dope that I have like this awesome, almost framed view of the tower and stuff. So that's really cool. And then here's my windowsill, which I use because every space that can be a shelf, I use that space. Some more little toys, and then you get to my desk area, which is probably my most proud area of like the whole room. I'm really proud of like how it's turned out over the year. So it's probably the most convoluted space because I spend a lot of time sitting in this chair, you know, working on projects or doing homework or producing music, whatever I do. I spend a lot of time here, so I usually fill it up with things more so than other places. So what I've been doing for the past few years is I have this like thing I call a wall journal. Here's some pictures of like my first wall journal and some past wall journals. It's kind of like become a trend that I do in any space that I'm in, where I just have like pictures or things that I have like received, or like random like little notes, little things I receive, like business cards, tickets sometimes. These are just cutouts from a book that I thought were cool and I wanted to add them here. Sorry if this is from a letter. This is a letter from the maintenance men. Sorry for the inconvenience, because they had to like fix something with my sink, and they left me a note on the paper towels I had out. But yeah, so I kind of just continued with this wall journal idea. I have it here, as you can see, around the picture part that I have. Then my actual desk area, I obviously have my laptop. It's just got some cool background going. And then I bought this shelf from Amazon, which was really helpful. My drawer is pretty organized, I would say, my like main drawer. It may not look organized, but this is organized to me. And then we go to my sink area, which is one of my favorite areas. And I just kind of have like this vanity area that's, you know, obviously that's acting as a shelf, and also that's acting as like a decoration shelf where I have like my pop figures up there and my teddy bear collection. I mean, my Care Bear collection. But yeah, and I just have a lot of things around acting as decoration. Those mushrooms are so cute. I'm so glad I found them. Here's another life hack. I guess, but you can definitely like repurpose anything. This was an old lanyard that I never wore, and I didn't want to just like throw it away, and I needed a place to put all my hair clips because they were just in like a little box. So I clipped them onto this lanyard, and then I used what is that called, a clothespin to like hold them up, and wall putty. Most of this stuff is either held up with tape or wall putty. It's like a lifesaver. Like if you are gonna live in a dorm or somewhere non-permanent, tape and a wall putty, and maybe command strips for like heavier stuff, but be careful with those because they can stab you in the back. For real, they can tear paint off the wall. But yeah, oh, I forgot to mention that there's two more Owl City sign posters kind of fitting in this like wall art, picture wall gradient kind of thing, which I really enjoy. It looks pretty dope to me. And then I have a lot of those, I have like a lot of alternative lighting, as you can tell. That one's obviously built in, but like the lamps and the string lights, because I don't really like using this big light. It's kind of harsh. I'm using it now for, you know, for the video purposes, but usually I just have like the cozy lighting on, and it makes my room feel all that more cozy and homey. On the top, I have like this theme of like these show posters, and I would say like most of these are ones that all of these are ones I've been involved with in some way. Like I've been in all those shows, and I was spot up for Punk Rock Girl. And these are shows just from our department that have happened and that I was not a part of, but I'm a big fan of. I kind of like just put them all up there because they're all kind of like the same size and stuff, so it made it pretty cool and uniform. So you're wondering, Delena, how'd you get stuff up there, all the way up there? Well, yes, I did get on top of this wardrobe. I put the chair and this little like purple stool, because I don't have like a step ladder or anything. I took this purple stool, I put it on top of my desk chair. I put both of those items against the wardrobe to get on top. Please don't do this. It was very scary. Okay, do it if you have to, but please just be careful, and I'm not advocating for it, okay? It was scary, and just buy a step ladder or something, but against here, and then I got on top of the wardrobe, and once I was on top of the wardrobe, I could do whatever I want. Now there were some weird places in the middle here where like it wasn't quite the wardrobe and like all this stuff, so I did stand on top of this like this bookshelf thing, and that was very precarious because this thing is not that strong. It is pretty weak, like it's basically cardboard, but somehow I did it, and all this stuff is up there now. I don't know why Hamilton keeps falling down, okay? I've fixed him multiple times. He keeps falling down, so I gave up. Yeah, there were some precarious moments. I will not deny that. But you know what? They got up there, okay? And it looks gorgeous. And I regret nothing. I have this like bookshelf area or whatever. And then on top is another shelf area that is acting as like my shrine to Sun. But yeah, I have like all the Sun merch, and most of it is signed by Kellen Goff. That's Glamrock Freddy, obviously. This poster from the game, which I got signed. I got glitter glue. And then there's my custom-made doll before any dolls came out. Oh, the flowers are blocking him, but there's actually a doll now. But I haven't opened him. He's sacred. But here's my custom-made doll before there was any actual official Sun merch, because I was a little insane, and I do this when I become insane. His head does spin. And yes, I know there's spikes broken. My sister accidentally broke some of his spikes, but they're gonna be fixed. So yeah, it's a pretty cool area. Oh, what I was gonna say about this area was that I kind of created like this little side space area thing, kind of like the other space over there, for like this stool specifically, because this could have been pushed all the way to the wall right here, but I decided to leave it open and fit this in there. And I think it's kind of like a life hack, because if you have something like that, or like stuff that's like flat but you don't know where to put it and it's like taking up space, or it's always falling down or whatever, just like create a little space like with your furniture and you can fit stuff there. So yeah, that's my life hack. And then here's just like a space for my guitar and my ukulele to sit. and some more posters and other decorations. So yeah, hope some of my storage hacks and tips helped, and my decoration hacks. I think the main one for if you're going to be hanging up stuff is get some wall putty. This stuff is really good and really easy to hang up stuff, and it's pretty it's safe for the walls for sure, and it's pretty sturdy, it's pretty durable. But yeah, that's basically my room. Let's just, you know, I have wardrobes, I have a bed, I have a sink, I have a desk. Those are like the main four like areas, I guess. But I made every space, you know, as me as possible and as bright and inviting as possible, no matter the fact that I'm only staying here for 9 months, you know. But yeah, I really hope you got some inspiration from this video on how you're going to decorate your dorm, or how you're going to navigate having a bunk bed where you're just one person, or whatever else, how to navigate living in a small space when you want or have a lot of stuff. And it's really not that much stuff, it's mostly decorations that are like flat and stuff, but I really wanted my room to feel full and still inviting, so I really kind of filled it up with brightness and happiness and things that I like. So I hope you do the same thing when you get your dorm. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope this gave you some inspiration for how you're going to decorate your dorm.